So the last podcast we shot was the Friday or the Wednesday before I went out. I have a new baby.
Congratulations to Nick.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm a girl dad now. So I've started lifting weights.
Yeah.
Just in case any boys come to try to mess with her when she's 16. So I figure I have about 16 years before I have to worry about boyfriend, girlfriend.
And he's going to she'll have an older brother.
Yeah. She does have an older brother, and he's in jiu-jitsu now.
Yep,
so
there you go. Getting him ready early.
Oh, yeah. So what do we got?
So want to kind of get it right off into it. It's been a pretty busy week rate-wise. A lot of changes in the rates.
Almost like a roller coaster.
Right. So kind of want to start off earlier in the week with the big news, with the Fed having an announcement saying that they are likely to continue rate hiking, saying that they still they believe for an easy landing they still need to increase it, and we're looking at an expected increase of another 50 bips.
Did you watch what Jerome Powell said when he was testifying before Congress?
Which time?
This week?
Yes.
And they pinned him down, and long story short, basically what he said was they don't want people to lose their jobs, but because our federal government keeps printing money, they're putting more money into the economy, which is causing more inflation. Because it's causing more spending, which is causing more inflation, which is now forcing them to have to hike rates, and they're having to drive us more and more towards where people either aren't hiring or they're going to be layoffs in order to stop spending. So because your government, the American government, and the people in Washington, and this is all parties, it isn't just the left, it isn't just the right, all parties do it because they overspend and they pump money and they print money, it is now going to cause Jerome Powell to be forced with something that he doesn't want to do, and it's to force...
That's true.
But I also think that they're a little bit reactionary because the interest rates are going to come down because the housing numbers are lagging.
And correct. And they keep bringing up that the economy still looks stronger. It still looks stronger than expected. But that is an extremely shallow, in my opinion, view of the numbers. But taking a look at actually what that caused. So that caused a 30-year mortgage increase, average increase from 6.72 to 7.05 from when that announcement was made until yesterday.
So the 30-year par rate.
Correct.
Okay.
Went up, yes. So that means that's 5 straight weeks of mortgage rate increases. Yet, however, this week mortgage applications still have increased, showing that people still believe and know rates are going to come back down.
Well, okay, maybe, right? So, yes, they are going to come back down. Yes. I don't know if it shows that because I think a lot of the news cycle and stuff that you're seeing, how cyclical is the year-to-year housing market. Every single year, December through February are extremely slow. March starts picking up. April, right. May, June, July, August, basically through October are busy. November starts to slow down, but you're trying to finish up everything from October and get into
Absolutely.
November. And then once you hit Thanksgiving, people stop working in this industry. Right, realtors stop working. Mortgage loan officers, if they aren't top producers like myself, they stop working. And that was a pat on my back and a dig at all those people who stop working during the holidays. But spend time with your families. I appreciate that. I do that too. But long story short, it's cyclical. So we are doing what? We're getting more applications because why? We're heading into what? Purchase season. Hate to burst your bubble. So rates don't necessarily always affect purchases. Household formations, 1.9 million new household formations.
Right.
We need 1.9 million families need a place to live now.
We need more.
We need more housing. So let's not even get into the housing, but let's talk about why maybe purchase applications are picking up regardless of rates. Buying your first home is not rate driven. What is it? It is life event driven. This is a life event. Whether or not the interest rates come down, the interest rates were what? 20% at one point in the past, 14%. Right. My parents' first mortgage was 11 to 14%, something in that range.
I think my parents were 12.5%.
12.5%. They were buying a house because they had what? A family.
Right.
And when you have a family or a household formation, you want to live in a house. And anybody who knows anything, who has just a little bit of financial literacy knows that buying a primary residence is smart. It's a way to build wealth. Grant Cardone, you're an idiot. No matter what my TikTok followers say, you don't need $1 million in your bank account to own a home, and you should own a home before you have $1 million.
You absolutely should. I don't understand the argument why not to. But after that announcement, as of today, we have seen 115 basis points improvement in mortgage rates
for over the last 2 days.
Yes, starting yesterday through today.
Hey, lenders, you know what that means? Float down. We've changed by over 100 basis points since the loans have been locked in. So you're either floating us down on our interest rate, or guess what? We're finding another lender. All right, Ben, anything else?
We'll kind of get into the reason why, because the job reports claim, first off, came out this morning.
It came out.
Well,
go ahead.
More clarity at least came out this morning.
Yeah, no, it came out a couple of days ago.
Right.
But the clarity came out this morning, and anybody who knows anything about the job report and pulled the numbers together, was it the CPI or ADP?
No, ADP. The CPI comes out next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Okay, so
and that's the big date. Yeah,
you can tell I've been on baby duty.
Yes,
a little rusty.
But yeah, so I mean and what you're saying a couple days ago, because it was $311,000 job creations. Mm-hmm. In the month of February.
Break those numbers out, because that's not true.
Right. So that's a massive increase from what everyone was saying it was going to be.
Which caused the rates to go up.
Correct. And you have everyone over here. I mean, this is even 2 hours ago, POTUS Twitter just put out a tweet saying, oh, look, hold on, let me read exactly what it said.
Yeah, I want to hear. Who's POTUS?
President. That's the president's official Twitter.
President of the United States?
Yes.
You're trying to tell me that Joe Biden can't ride a bike, but he's tweeting? Did you see him fall off the
someone
bike?
Tweeted. He said, some great news this morning. I'm happy. This is 2 hours ago. Some great news this morning. I'm happy to report that our economy has added 311,000 jobs last month.
Can I stop you right there? Is there more to that tweet?
I mean, that's really it.
Okay, so 311,000 jobs we added last month.
Right.
So I want everybody to understand, and every presidency, and Joe Biden just happens to be in office, but if Trump had tweeted this, I'd be saying the same thing. It shows how shallow they are as people, because they're literally lying to you, right?
Right.
So I always say, like, just because it's not an outright lie doesn't mean it's not a lie. You're manipulating the number, and you're not giving people the whole truth. So they're looking at that, and the people who have jobs, moms and pops, and brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, whatever, that are working hard 40 hours plus a week, grinding, and maybe they aren't interested in stuff, but they see that tweet, which is a very short tweet that isn't super informational, and you know what they say? They say, oh my God, he's doing such a great job. He's creating jobs. But let's look at it. And if Trump had done the same thing, I would have called it out, and he did do stuff, and I did call it out. So I just want everyone to understand. I'm not saying this from a political standpoint. I'm saying this from an anti-politician standpoint. Let's tell the truth.
Right.
Because that 311,000 is a false. It's
a big false. Because
what do they call it? False flag.
Right. Because you have to look at the amount of people in the labor force. So regardless of how many jobs are created, if the amount of people entering the labor force is higher than that, unemployment's going up.
So how many people are entering the labor force?
So the total net at the end of the day is there's 343,000 more unemployed people from the end of February than the beginning.
So 343,000 more people are unemployed.
Correct.
And there's 311,000 job openings, but let's go one step further. Right. You might not have this data right here, but I might want you to look it up. One step further is, are wages increasing, decreasing, or staying the same out of those 311,000 jobs? What type of jobs are they? Are they service industry jobs? Are they high-paying jobs? Are they low-paying jobs? The people who have been laid off,
yes,
if they take one of those 311,000 jobs, are they going to be getting paid more or less? Because that's a question you should ask.
Right. And 105,000 of those jobs created were in leisure and hospitality sector.
Oh, nice. So lower paying than like a high.
Correct.
So for example, let's use
people who can't find a job taking a part-time.
Can we use Wells Fargo as an example? We all know how much I love Wells Fargo and
your favorite.
And how honest they are with
they
people.
Are your
and
favorite.
If you don't understand sarcasm, here we go. So Wells Fargo, let's use them as an example. You have people in the mortgage industry, and we'll just call it an underwriter whose average salary is about 70,000 plus. That Wells Fargo decided that they're not going to do mortgages anymore, which they should have decided that long ago because they suck at them, but that's neither here nor there. So Wells Fargo lays 4,000 people off.
Yeah.
1,000 of those were underwriters. And that this isn't the true numbers. Don't take this as fact. This is me using an example. Those underwriters making 70,000 plus a year, some of them into the six figures, depending on how much experience they have. Did those underwriters, if they took one of these leisure and hospitality jobs, would they be making more or less money?
Less.
Okay, so you created jobs, but wages decrease, which means money supply for that family is decreasing. It's a harder living. So you're bragging about with the president of the United States is bragging about 311,000 jobs created in February, but those jobs
are paying less,
and we have 343,000 people unemployed.
Right, and the number of average hours declined as well.
Okay. So not only am I going to pay you less,
you're working less.
So it's not just a pay cut, it's an hours cut. So it's
right.
It's boom, 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 double whammy.
Right.
That was a quadruple whammy. It's been a while. My energy's up. That's a quadruple whammy. But so that tweet is bullshit, is what you're telling me.
Yes, it's not good news.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me a politician is lying, and then
it is cracks showing in the.
Do you know what this is going to be?
Employment numbers.
This is my spin zone. This is my hand signal for spin zone. So this is called spin zone, folks, and every president does it, not just Joe Biden. And I guarantee you, and I don't mean this to make fun of Joe Biden. Joe Biden is not. Doesn't have the light bulb's not on anymore, so I guarantee he didn't tweet this. It was somebody on his staff who tweeted this. So whoever that staff member is, they're trying to spin zone you and make you seem like everything's going so great, because guess what's coming up in 2024?
Another election.